Alrighty, we're about to start our 2020 9-ball competition finals over here at CueSoc. We're sponsored by City Heroes and we're in City Heroes Burwood to play our finals match between Patrick Lay and Wai-Sing Wu. Right, we've had a very eventful 9-ball competition today. Both of our semi-final matches went to Hill, so a lot of tension in the air. And our two finalists here are right out of their semi-finals. Patrick is anyway. Wai-Sing has had a little bit of a break, so there's the lag for you to decide who breaks. It's looking like Wai-Sing has won the lag, so he will break first. We have a winner's break format here, 9-ball, obviously. No calling pockets, but we are playing the 3-foul rule. So if a player fouls 3 times consecutively, they lose the frame. Right? The final match is a race to 7. So it should be an interesting one. I've got here with me Raymond, who also played today. We were both unfortunate and got knocked out in the first and second round of the competitions. But we're here to commentate for you today. So we're about to have a break from Wai-Sing. Pretty average break with a scratch. In 9-ball, you're aiming to pot the wing ball down in the corner pocket there, and then probably a ball in the middle pocket as well. So a bit unfortunate from Wai-Sing here. So Patrick gets in first for this first frame. Spotted the 1-ball. I do think he wanted to come away from that cushion a bit. Let's get better access for the 2-ball there. Roll this forward down to the end of the table. A bit hard there, but it is 9-ball, and such is 9-ball. Patrick is rewarded. But this 2-ball has ended up in an awkward position. So you might actually see Patrick try to play safe here, try to prevent Wai-Sing from being able to clear up the rest of the table. Or he might go for an aggressive pot here, trying to make the 8-ball. Okay, so Patrick has attempted a safety shot so that Wai-Sing doesn't come to the table with a nice shot. But he does have eyes on the 2-ball. He can probably pot this down the end. So great shot from Wai-Sing there. So if you're watching this, and you're thinking, wow, I can't really do that, come to our CueSoc events. Another good pot from Wai-Sing there. Come along and you can always improve your game, just constantly playing. It's always great to practice. But even, if you're not here to become really great at the game, just come spend time with your mates, come to our social events, where a lot of our members enjoy themselves each week. So a bit of a mistake from Wai-Sing here, unexpected, but he should be able to recover from this. Ooh. So an unexpected miss, but very lucky for him. I don't think Patrick can see the 7-ball. So he's going to kick. So basically he's going to hit the cue ball into a rail and try to make contact with the 7-ball. The thing about 9-ball is that you can do all the work, clean up, pot 8 balls and miss the 9-ball, and your opponent only has to pot 1 ball. But a good shot from Patrick. In a finals game like this, every single ball counts, and I think as the match goes onwards, we're a bit less likely to see each player making mistakes like that one. Just a bit of a warm-up stage in the match. We had some really talented players come through today. Haisam Afri, who lost to Wai-Sing in the semi-finals, really strong player. Toby, our vice president, who did quite well to make a comeback against Patrick in the semi-finals.
Pressure's getting to him.
Yeah, so Raymond's just said, the pressure can really alter the way the players play, like with anything really. So it's a good shot from Wai-Sing. Really expect him to pot both of the balls and win the first frame here. Interesting way to play the shot. So basically Wai-Sing has tried to use the whole table and make the cue ball run around the whole table to try and get a nice shot in the 9 ball. Could have been made much easier if he drew back to the rail he was standing at and came back out for the 9 ball. Very close double there. Very brave shot. So Patrick, you'll see, will actually take his time with this one. It's often even if it looks easy with the 8 ball and the 9 ball, it can be very difficult because of the pressure. You're not taking your time, so Patrick will be wise to take his time with this shot. So exactly what we were talking about. Those shots near the pocket are deceivingly difficult. So Weissing's going to take this. Patrick has basically forfeited the frame, not expecting Weissing to screw up. So that's our first frame, goes to Weissing Wu. If you're watching and you go, oh, hey, maybe I should have gone to that competition. We do have an 8-ball competition, I think in November. So definitely come along to that. 8-ball is a bit more beginner-friendly. Definitely with 9-ball, obviously you have to hit a certain ball, but with 8-ball there's a lot more choice on the table. So definitely come along to our 8-ball competition. But even if you don't want to play competitively, we run so many social events, each week. So join up. If you're not a member, become a member. If you already are, take advantage of your membership. So again, a bit of a unsuccessful break from Weissing. Not making the balls move around that much. So you might find that he'll hit his next break a bit harder if he wins this frame. But again, Patrick is faced with a really tricky shot here. It's really awkward to try and get that cue over the 7 ball, as many of you would know. But he's pulled that off, and that was really, really good. It's good cueing there. But hasn't really been rewarded. You'll probably see he'll try to bank this 2 ball and come around for the 3 ball. He got the triple, which you'll find it often happens when you miss a bank. It will come back and pot itself in the opposite pocket. But again, he's not being rewarded as he snookered on this 3 ball, so he'll have to kick, or maybe even we'll see one of the players get their jump cue out. But for this shot, Patrick looks to be kicking. It's good contact. He might even get a bit lucky here. Oh, stop short. Weissing does have a shot in this red 3 ball. And he's most likely going to just follow up a bit for the 4 ball in one of those corner pockets. And the real difficulty is when you begin to look forward in the frame and improve your thinking like that. The difficulty in this frame is that orange ball and the black ball. So the 5 and the 8 are going to cause some problems here. So even if you do pot the 3 ball and the 4 ball, you'll probably find that the 5 ball and the 8 ball will cause a slowdown in the frame. Unless one of the players is able to either break those 2 out or use that 5 ball to combo onto the 8 ball. So Patrick has attempted a bank. The cut was possible, but again, quite a difficult shot. He's attempted the bank and missed that one, and has given Weissing a chance to start potting some balls. So like I said before, we're sponsored by City Heroes. So obviously there's one in Town Hall, and a lot of us know about. Now there's a new one in Burwood, so if you haven't been here, come check it out. Really, really nice. Quite modern as well, and lots of great food and drink options nearby as well. So come check it out. We'll be hosting all of our competitions here from now on, but still we'll be hosting social events down in the city. So we've seen Weissing clear up the big problem in this frame, but opened up another one. He'll have to bank this 5 ball successfully as well, but didn't pay much attention to that position for the 6 ball. So it's really important. If you want to start to improve that, whatever shot you're up now, make sure to think about, what's coming next and what am I going to be left as the next shot. So again, quite lucky in that this 6 ball is stopped in a very, very awkward position for Patrick. I'm not sure if he is blocked by the 7 and the 9 ball actually, Can't see from this angle. But he should be able to make contact with the 6 ball, potentially try and create a safety out of it. So unfortunately it's ended up over the pocket. But this 7 ball and 9 ball aren't the easiest of shots, so Weissing does have to be a bit careful here. It's just rolled over, got a bit unlucky in that the cue ball hit the point in the pocket. He might have to move the 9 ball when he takes this 7 ball shot like that, but he should still be able to cut this in. When you're faced with a shot like this, you don't have to just worry about getting the 9 ball in, but you also don't want to scratch and lose the game like many of us have done before as well. So again, very, very lucky there. Almost a scratch. So the finals match is moving a bit quicker than our semi-finals. Found they were quite slow. But hopefully there's a bit of contention in this match. A little bit of back and forth to make it quite interesting. So let's see if Weissing can fix that break up, pot a ball on his break, and have a bit more of a spread. So obviously you want to hit the break really hard because you want the balls to move around the table and increase the chances of one going in. You also don't want all of your balls cluttered around one area of the table, right? It's a good shot from Weissing for position on the 2 ball down the rail there. It will either stun out to the middle of the table. So whenever you're in doubt, if the cue ball is in the middle of the table, you're likely to get a lot more options and choice with the next shot you can take. So I'd just like to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who did come to today's 9 ball event. And to those of you who couldn't make it or were interested but didn't come, make sure to come to our next 8 ball event or even our social events again. So we'll probably see Patrick try to play a safe here. So what he's going to try and do is most likely hit that 2 ball on the right side and put that cue ball right behind the 8 ball. That's the goal here. So he's actually gone the other way and try to put the 2 ball behind the 8 ball, but it's still pretty safe there. You can't always be so sure calling everyone's shots, especially when you're not standing at the table. You can't see what they're doing with their cue. So a miss from Weissing to give Patrick a chance. Again at the table, he'll pot this 2 ball, hopefully. All he has to do is stop the ball for position on the 3 ball. The difficult thing is, in 9 ball, is how do we get from the 3 ball to the 4 ball? Patrick's going to have to do a bit of work with his cue ball here. Maybe a bit of right-hand spin, or even a bit of bottom left to draw out to the middle of the table again. So you'll see that a lot of the shots the players play, they'll want to bring that cue ball back out into the middle of the table. It just creates a lot of options for you. So Weissing could see that 3 ball. Both players are hitting the balls quite a bit harder than they really need to. So if you're new to the game, you'll find that you feel like you need to hit the balls really hard. But on these tables in Burwood especially, you don't need to hit these balls hard at all, and they'll run the whole length of the table. So I think both of these players are just still getting used to this table a bit. They might want to try and hit those balls a bit softer. Because when you do hit the ball softer, they're more likely to go into the pocket as well, right? So Patrick's going to, again, try and come out back into the middle of the table for, I believe, 6 ball in the middle pocket. So accidentally missed the 4 ball. So now Weissing has a choice, right? He can either bank this 4 ball, or he can try and cut it, right? So it all depends on whether or not he thinks he can get a good shot on that 6 ball. So he's cut it. Again, the players are hitting these balls a bit hard. So you don't need a lot of effort to make the cue ball move around the table. So a bit of a big miss from Weissing. Really uncharacteristic, to be honest. Weissing's usually one of our more consistent players in our competitions. Really strong player. but I think he's just having a bit of an off day today, and Patrick's probably had a bit of a knock to his confidence coming out of those semi-finals where he lost 4 frames in a row. But judging by that shot, I think Patrick, that's a bit of a confidence booster there, that shot. So, there's a lot of a big mental aspect to the game when you're playing at a competitive level. Like, sure, you can be great and pot the balls and get great position, but sometimes the pressure just gets to be too much. So in this finals match, I think the difference between our players is who can take that pressure best. So a bit of a miss from Patrick right after his really good shot in the 6 ball, unfortunately. So Weissing is going to follow through, right, and use that second rail to come back for the 8 ball. So, if you're starting to the game, you're an intermediate player, you're learning how to play position, rails are your friends, guys. So you always want to use rails, right? Because it's really hard to judge positional shots if you're not going to use those rails. Rails help you to get into good position. So a really great positional backspin shot from Weissing. So if you're hearing all these things that I'm saying, backspin, draw, follow, and if you're a bit confused about them and you want to learn more about them, you can always, Google's a great tool, obviously. There's loads and loads of pool tutorials. I'll just have to remind Weissing that we're racking the 2 ball at the back of the pack in this competition. That's just the CueSoc rule. But yeah, as I was saying, if you're wondering about all these terms and want to learn a bit more about the game, in the works at CueSoc are a sequence of tutorial videos that we'll be trying to release throughout next year for you guys to watch, especially tailored to you guys, our members, and future and potential members to watch and begin to get better at the game. So again, a dry break, so he's potted no balls. A dry break from Weissing. He doesn't seem to be able to get his 9 ball break going. So Patrick is left with a really difficult shot. I'm sure you've all experienced the shot where the cue ball is right on that rail, and it's actually really difficult to take those shots well and get a lot of power into them too. So really good shot from Patrick. What you've got to focus on there is just cueing straight, and just following through down to the table. So, be careful not to lift your cue up when you're taking that shot or stand up too quickly and just follow through. That's a really important thing there. So I'm not sure what Patrick was trying to do there, but it's gone wrong there. Weissing is probably looking at the combination shot here, the 2 ball and to hit the 3 ball, the 3 ball to go in the pocket. These aren't as easy as they look sometimes because of the distance between the balls, but as I said before, Weissing is one of our more consistent players, so that was made quite confidently. He'll probably go twice across the table here for that 2 ball. Oh, he's chosen to slow roll it. So like I said before, hitting the ball slowly does help them to roll in, and you'll often find you only have to hit it very softly. And a lot of power is very rarely required, especially on these tables in Burwood. So that was actually really interesting from Weissing because I expected him to follow forwards for the 6 ball. So he actually went in the opposite direction and left himself quite a tricky shot. And he's tried to actually flick that 6 ball into the pocket even, but unfortunately is missed, and again gives Patrick a chance at the table. Patrick has the choice to just float down the table or use that second rail like we said. This isn't the easiest shot, but he's probably going to try and pop the 8 ball. So obviously a 9 ball, all you have to do is make contact with the lowest numbered ball on the table, in this case the brown 7 ball. And then if any other ball goes in after that, that's valid and that's a legal shot. So you're rewarded and you can stay at the table. So we'll see if Patrick tries to pot the 8 ball here, just in case he misses that 7 ball. So he actually did try to pot it, but amazingly he's found the gap and the cue ball has gone past the 8 ball into the pocket. So really unlucky there. And that's just, sometimes it's just how it is. So I think Weissing is going to clean up these 2 balls here and put on his 4th frame. So in a race to 7, so he overran his position. So he's hit it a bit hard, but I expect him to make this one. Oh, and I expected wrong. So, like I said before, Weissing feels like he's having an off day. So a bit of an easy frame for Patrick there. Really shouldn't have given the table over. But so now the score is 3-1. Patrick's put his first frame on the board, and very, very close to losing that frame by scratching there. So like we were saying before, you've got to be very careful with the last ball on the table, right? Because it's very easy to screw that one up. So we'll get our first look at Patrick's break. Patrick actually has a very, very nice breaking cue for those of you into your gear and your equipment. So we'll see if Patrick is able to produce a more effective break than Weissing, in 9-ball and with a winner's break format. Having a good break is actually a really important part of the game and can help you win a match. So Patrick is really looking to get a consistent break here, and I think that might help Patrick to turn the tides of the game just a bit. So the players you'll be seeing are using a magic rack. So basically that helps the balls to sit nicely tight together. And the reason for that really is to make sure that they go in the right place. So it helps the balls go into the pockets and to make sure that the balls spread really well, importantly. So we'll have a look at Patrick's break. Again, a really unlucky break, The cue ball did jump up and stop in the middle of the table, which is what we're looking to do. But unfortunately, it's gone and went in the pocket there. So Weissing gets his chance at the table. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the 1-ball, the 2-ball, and then tries to knock the 9-ball in with the 3-ball. So we'll see. That 1-ball just sort of wiped its feet and its way into the pocket there. Very tight pockets here at Burwood, so you've got to be very, very accurate. So, like I said before, Weissing might opt to play this 3-ball straight into the pocket, or he might try to knock the 9-ball in, but I think he's tempted to play the 3-ball straight into the pocket. Miss. I'm not sure if Patrick can see this 3-ball from my angle. He's grabbing his jump cue, so that tells me he can't. So we're going to get a first look at one of the players attempting to jump and hot the ball here. So the jump cue is a shorter cue. It's made of different materials, and it just helps to deliver enough force to jump the ball over other balls on the table. So again, the risk with using a jump cue and jumping the ball is a lot of the time the cue ball will come off the table as well, and that's a foul in all forms of the game. So Weissing gets ball in hand. The 3 and the 4 are nicely laid up the top of the table. That 5-ball has a couple of pockets. If he has to, really, Weissing might play the 6-ball, so the 5-6 combo, but actually is focusing too much on making sure he gets a good shot in the 5-ball and he's actually missed the 4-ball, right? So that happens quite a lot as well, where players will think, oh, I really need to get in great position for this next ball, and actually forget to concentrate on the shot they have to make currently. Patrick, really, really great shot in the 4-ball. He might even try to pot this 9-ball. So what it looks like is eyeing up the 5-9 combo. So if Patrick is able to pot the 9-ball with the 5-ball, he'll win the frame, and it will be 3-2, which is a lot nicer for Patrick than 4-1. Really, really close there. Unlucky again. Those combination shots are often really difficult. Weissing has got a tricky shot off of the cushion or off of the rail here. So watch as he takes this shot, and learn a bit from that. So he's angling his cue downwards. He's going to follow through, and he's not going to stroke it too hard, right? So just a gentle stroke is enough for those shots, right? But he's missed by just a fraction. If we were in the city, that would likely go in because there's bigger pockets over there. But Burwood, the tables here have very tight pockets. So Patrick's actually missed that shot, and that's all up to a lack of concentration. These two are really capable players, but pressure and just losing concentration can really knock you off your game. And I'm sure Raymond and I can can speak out of personal experience. It's happened all too many times before. Weissing has attempted to pot that 5 ball and nearly potted the 9 ball in the process. Even if it's a fluke, it does count in 9 ball. Patrick wants to come down the table. Oh, he's left himself a long shot. So that was actually quite a clever play from Patrick. Sometimes it's just too hard to try and leave yourself great, perfect position on the next ball. So you've just got to cop it and take a tricky shot on the next ball. This is probably a bit trickier than Patrick would have liked. So another miss, but again, that's a pretty safe ball. Weissing probably will pot this one, but the real question is he going to be able to come around the table and pot the 7 ball right after? So he's actually missed that one, so it's not a exhibition of a grand final, but I'm sure the two players will kick into gear sooner or later. So Patrick has ball in hand. The balls aren't laying too difficult on this table. You just have to make sure that obviously he pots the balls and gets some sort of position on the next ball. So the last thing he wanted to do was land straight in the 7, which he hasn't done, right? So in pool, we often want a tiny bit of angle on that next shot. Why? Because we don't want the cue ball to scratch after we take the shot, and it makes it easier to move that cue ball around. Just like that, right? So Patrick's actually the wrong side of this 8 ball, so he's going to have to power up and make the cue ball go all the way around the table to get position for that 9. He also might be comfortable with just stopping the cue ball right there and taking a cut on the 9 ball, like that. So it's a bit of a trickier shot, but sometimes you've just got to deal with that. Patrick potted that 9 ball. It's now 3-2. So he's coming back into this game. So let's see if Patrick can stop the cue ball from scratching on this break. So while Patrick's racking the balls, I'll mention all of our prizes. Usually when someone comes first place in one of our competitions, they win a brand new Fury cue, so they're worth around $100. So actually, really great prize. There's a couple of magic racks which are really handy to have. There's a couple of City Heroes vouchers, so the semi-finalists and finalists can come back and play for free. There's also a CueSoc hoodie, which also go to first place in most of our competitions. And of course, there's a really nice glass first place trophy. So really, really great prizes. And just to be fair, if you do win a CueSoc competition, you can't play in that competition again. So if Weissing or Patrick win this competition, they won't be winning those prizes a second time. So we've got a somewhat successful break from Patrick. He's potted a ball, but he's actually snookered on the 1 ball. Patrick does have the option to push out. So in 9 ball and 10 ball, you can do something called a push out, right? When you're faced with a really tricky shot like this after the break, and only immediately after the break, you can just push the cue ball anywhere you like on the table. And then the opponent will come to the table and they actually have the choice to give back the shot or take it themselves. So Patrick is going to push out here. So that's Patrick's push out. Weissing can see the 1 ball. Right, he'll probably take this shot, either try to bank it back down the table or play safe even. Decent save from Weissing, but it's a really easy hit for Patrick. It's whether or not he gives Weissing a shot after he takes this one. What a shot from Patrick. He's kicked that ball right in.
Wow, what a shot.
That will be quite a confidence booster for Patrick there. All he has to do is come down the table for this 4 ball, in the bottom right pocket. That's a good shot. He needs to bounce off of this last cushion. He might have to do some work here for the 5 ball. I don't think he can hit this ball softly and hold for the 5 ball down this end of the table. He's attempted to do that, but because he's been focusing so much on that, he's actually missed the 4 ball. So remember, guys, first thing you have to do is pot the ball, and then you worry about everything else after that. So Weissing's actually tried to kick that ball. Hasn't come out too well. Patrick's got a shot. Really unfortunate scratch there from Patrick. To be honest, I think Weissing is going to clean these balls up and take it to 4-2. Bit awkward queuing here, but not too hard for Weissing. He's just got to make sure he concentrates on this pot here. It's not easy. Really, really appalling shot from Weissing there, to be honest. Unexpected of him. Quite a big miss. Patrick is faced with the choice here, but he'll probably bank this ball in. It's better to take the risk in 9 ball. Precisely like that. Really great bank from Patrick.
3-3.
Yeah, just message me whenever. I'll meet you up. All right, see ya.
Race against something.
I'll see you.
I know how much you hate it, especially when you're going to play me.
See how hard Patrick hits these ones. Really watch for the cue ball there. Where's the cue ball stop? It's an important aspect of the break. It's quite near to the middle of the table. No shot on the 1 ball though. He might bank this one in, but I don't know if he'll get position on the 2.
I don't want to drive here, right? I don't want to drive here to play race. You know, I'm not going to city. I'm not going to the city.
Okay, the 1 ball is an easy enough shot, but the difficulty here is making sure that Patrick has a shot on a 2 ball, the blue 2. So he's opted to go up that side of the table, but still doesn't have a very great shot on the 2. Even if he does hit the 2, I really think the cue ball is going to scratch in that middle pocket somehow. He has to hit the right side of the 2 to avoid that. Another close kick from Patrick, leaving Weissing a shot at the blue 2 ball. Again, a difficult positional shot, getting from the 2 ball to the pink 4 there, because the pink 4 only really goes in the end pocket where Weissing is standing right now. Good shot. No position. He'll probably try bank this in the opposite side pocket where he's standing. And he'll probably fall with decent position on the 5 ball as long as he pots this 4 ball. Patrick just wants to follow this through. Missing that end pocket there. He doesn't want to scratch. Bit of a touchy shot here. Not as easy as it looks. Pretty sure Weissing can see this 4 ball. So a bit of back and forth in the first couple of frames. A bit unexpected, to be honest, but it is a finals match, so the pressure is there. I'm not sure if Weissing was meant to go into that 7 ball. He's probably trying to break up that 9 and that 8 ball, which are going to prove to present a difficulty later on in the frame. Expected miss from Weissing, really. It's difficult to take those shots with the cue ball in the mouth of the pocket like that. We might see a bank from Patrick here. Cut. Really good cut as well. Let's see if he can reproduce that sort of cut on the 7 ball. Really thin cut into the top right pocket here. He's made that one. And again, faced with a difficult shot on the 8 ball, he might actually try and play a carom. So he might try to pot the 9 ball. Not many options here. He can try bank it, but this is not a situation that I'd be wanting to face in a finals match, definitely. Patrick was actually playing both of the shots there. He was playing to pot the 8 ball and try to make something happen with the 9 ball, which is really a decent strategy in 9 ball pool, but he was a bit unlucky. Patrick pots this 9 ball. It'll be the first time in the match that he's leading. Really confident pot as well. Looks like he's going to scratch. Just missed the scratch there. Very lucky from Patrick. So it's 4-3 Patrick's way. Weissing seems to have lost his momentum here. A couple of misses from him in this frame. Unexpected, really. So let's see if he can relax his nerves and get back into this match.
If I were to actually so hard. Yeah, it's like, oh, a bit of a miss. Embarrassing miss there. A little bit of miss.
I don't think we've seen a golden break today either, really, where the players pot the 9 ball on the break and win in the process. But let's hope we get to see one in the finals. It's always exciting to see a golden break. So Patrick did not pot anything on that break. Weissing has the shot in the 1 ball, but again, that 2 ball laying in a really tricky position. Ooh, very lucky not to scratch there. Faced with a very, very difficult pot on the 2 ball. He slow rolled it, just missed it. So Patrick is actually fouled on the ball there. He's double tapped the ball and told us, thank you for your honesty there, Patrick. Really good to see that. Weissing again, just slowly moving the cue ball about. He's probably going to draw backwards. Oh, he's choosing to stun and go the rail. Yep. So he's actually chosen to follow, not wanting to draw. Drawing may have been the better option there. His position on the 5 isn't optimal, but I'm sure he'll make do. And I'm wrong again, so he's just missed that. I think that Weissing is really playing a lot of his shots without much confidence, so you see that he's slow rolling them when really Weissing is very used to powering the shots in and making the cue ball travel quite a long way. You know, when you're playing shots like this really, really softly, it's a sign of a lack of confidence and a lack of certainty that the balls are going to go in. That's exactly what we don't want to be seeing in one of our better players in a finals match. So he's going to attempt to kick at this 5 ball. The 9 ball is laying in a very sort of tricky position because it's in the way of the path of the kick. He's actually tried to go multiple rails, which was the clever option, but unfortunately missed.
They're so weird.
Great shot from Patrick. A bit lucky to miss that scratch, but not very great position on the 7 ball. He's again got an option to bank it or to cut it. The cut is really difficult, but I think that it's possible. And there we are. So it was definitely possible. Patrick very, very close to fluking that 9 ball in, and a look of concern over on Weissing's face. So he's lucky to be at the table right now, really. So again, Weissing has a choice. Pot the 3 balls normally or try to go for that 9 ball. You'll probably find that he backs himself in potting the 3 balls. A lot of beginner players or intermediate players will go, oh, the 9 ball's hanging over the pocket, I better try and pot it. Whereas really, you've got a better percentage or a better chance of potting all of those balls and then potting the 9 ball. Normally. That's what we've seen Weissing do. Again, don't take these shots for granted. They might be over the pocket, but you really have to take your time with these ones. So, a successful frame. It's 4-all here. It looks like the players seem to be trading frames for now. We haven't really had a strong leader other than Weissing in the first few frames. So it looks like it's going to be a close-ish finals match. If Weissing can get his break up and running, then I think we'll see a bit of a turn in the match. But it's a bit better than before, but no balls potted. So I think he really needs to adjust that break, potentially even break from the other side, aim for a different position on the cue ball, or aim for a different position on the one ball. A lot of different factors that can change the outcome of a break. Patrick's tried to bank that one. Hasn't gone down too well. But I'm not sure if Weissing can see this one ball. Doesn't look like it. He's going for his jump cue. So Weissing's got a break jump. So you can unscrew certain sections of it. It becomes a shorter jump cue. Weissing's usually quite consistent with this jump. But the concern here is not potting or contacting the one ball. It's ensuring that the cue ball doesn't fly off the table. So he's done well at that. Really expected him to pot the ball there. Tricky again for Patrick. It looks like, you know, this finals match is just a sequence of really lucky shots, and that neither of the players have come to the table with a very nice shot very often. Really unlucky kiss on the 9-ball there. So like I've said, the stall in momentum of this game might be explained by both of the players having really, really bad luck, and sometimes that's just how it goes in this game. So another jump from Weissing. Bit of an unsuccessful jump there, I think, really. That was because Weissing stood up from the shot before he'd actually taken the shot. So if you're a beginner player or an intermediate, one really, really big thing is to focus on staying down on your shot. Don't jump up, don't move around too much when you take your shot. Just try to stay really still and stay down on that shot, especially.
He's very good at
Very lucky fluke from Patrick, but it's not like he's really been rewarded for it. Just a note on Patrick, he's actually our CueSoc grievance officer, so he's part of the subcommittee, and I'm actually here with some of the members of the subcommittee. Really close bang from Patrick. They're really unlucky. But as I was saying, I'm here with Nick, Edison, Josie and myself. Really great working with them, and they've done a really good job organising today's event, while a lot of our other subcommittee members were actually playing and participating in the comp. So really great work from them. And I'm more than certain that they'll deliver a really great 8-ball comp next month. And a lot of really great social events. Another fluke in this frame. So I think this is when the match might start to pick up in momentum, simply off of the back of those balls potted in quick sequence. Weissing hasn't left himself very nicely on the 7-ball. I really don't know what he was trying to do there. He needed to hit that one with a lot more power to come back up for the 8-ball, or a lot less power to stay up that side of the table with the 8-ball. So really uncharacteristic choices and shots from both of our players here. And 3 very, very lucky shots. Very lucky shots from our players here. Big smiles on both of their faces. But that's just how 9-ball is, I guess. So again, great shot from Weissing. It's looking like his confidence is coming back a bit. That shot was really struck with a lot of confidence, which is something we see a lot more of with our finalists.
That's the 9-ball, my friend.
So the score is now 5-4. Weissing is up. So this can go 2 ways. It can continue to trade frames. It can go to 5-5, 6-5, 6-6, and we can have a hill final, which we all love to see. Or one of the players might really begin to gain momentum. You might see Weissing put on a couple frames, and just as I said that, looks like it's the commentator's curse. Weissing's cue ball has flown off the table, so Patrick gets first pick at the table, but judging by the trend in the first 8-9 frames, I don't think that there will be many runouts in this final. Even though the table does lay pretty naturally for Patrick to run out, it just looks like both of our players are making some unforced errors, which really, at this level anyway, are what we're looking to try and avoid, unforced errors. So all it takes is just concentration. Take your time with each shot. Don't hit the balls harder than you need to. Patrick's 2-ball there crept into the pocket, so very lucky there. So just to talk about players' cues, I know Patrick uses a Lucasi cue with a rubber grip, which is really a great cue. Unfortunate there to scratch. He didn't have to hit that ball that hard. Obviously, he just wanted to park that cue ball in the middle of the table so he could pot the 4-ball, the pink 4-ball, up into the top left. Weissing glad to be back at the table. He really wants to take this frame. If he takes this frame, he's on the hill, right? He's 1 frame away from the win. That puts a load of pressure on Patrick. Lots and lots of pressure. That's the exact sort of position you don't want to be in, where your opponent only has to win 1 frame and you've got to win the next 3. So a really unexpected miss there from Weissing. I think that both players are really just losing a bit of their concentration. They really need to be approaching the table saying to themselves, I need to clean up these balls. I need to win this frame. And both of them are very capable and can do so. So let's see if they can gain that concentration back. Very close to having another fluke there. So in 8-ball, flukes like that, unfortunately, are not allowed. So the only time we get to see this really is in our 9-ball competition. I think that Weissing is starting to rush a bit here. You know, some players naturally play really quickly, and that's completely fine. You know, if you prefer to play quickly, if you prefer to take your time, that's just all up to you. But when it begins to impact your game and you become frustrated, I think that really you should slow down and gain that confidence back. So I'm expecting Patrick to clean these 3 balls up. No massive difficulties. From that 7-ball to the 8-ball might be a bit difficult, but he's got a lot of pockets that 8-ball can go into. So he might have wanted to be a bit closer to the 8-ball, but we'll see if he can make do with what he's got here. A miss at a really bad time for Patrick. That 8-ball isn't in the best position for Weissing, but very makeable. And all he has to do is come down all the way down the table and then back up for that 9-ball. Okay, so don't try to hit it too softly. In this case, you want to use the speed. So he's going to go into the end pocket. So if you're ever faced with a choice between the middle pocket and the end pocket, odds are you should really be going for the end pocket. It increases your chances of making it. So Weissing's just got a bottle of water there just to help him calm his nerves. It's probably getting a bit hot in here for him. So that's 5-all. So again, we're back to trading frames. It's been quite a slow semi-final and final matches. I think we're all hoping that the pace picks up here in the final 2 frames, or potentially even 1, 2, 3 frames. Weissing's back there with a bottle of water to his head. All too familiar. Gets really hot, especially in Town Hall, especially when you're playing a really serious high-stakes match. Weissing's left with a not so pretty shot in the 1 ball. Looks like he's going to play safe here. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a really incredible shot from Weissing. Really, really wasn't rewarded there. He's going to try and kick off of 2 rails, and if he's lucky, he'll pot the 5 ball. So he didn't pot the 5 ball, but it's come out decently safe. I feel like this frame, again, we're going to have a lot of back and forth between the 2 players. So Patrick's trying to fire that 2 ball into the middle pocket, and you'll always find that the higher speed you try and force those balls into the middle pocket, the less likely they are to fall in. So whenever you're playing into the middle pocket, if the option's there, hit it softly. It's a good shot from Weissing. He looks like he's recollected himself, really. This is a bit more like how he usually plays. Yeah. Definitely he's gaining that confidence back. That rhythm is coming back. That's another really important thing. He's fallen a bit straight on this 5 ball. I'm sure he can manipulate that cue ball around. Yeah, so whenever you have a straight shot like that, it's really, really difficult. And sometimes you just have to accept that you can't make the cue ball go anywhere and just stop it where it is. So unfortunate to fall straight there. So Weissing's back at the table after quite a lucky outcome on his missed 5 ball. Since he seems to be back in form, I expect him to pot this 5 ball. Yeah, so he's definitely rediscovered his rhythm here. So like I was saying before, rhythm can be really, really important to some players. I know myself personally, I rely a lot on my rhythm, and I often find that if I'm forced to play slowly for some reason, perhaps I'm playing doubles, or it's just a slow day, slow game, then I lose a lot of my rhythm, and I lose my ability to pot and play well. So I think Weissing relies on that as well as a player. So hopefully, we see him regain that rhythm in this last couple of frames. Patrick's just potted the 2 ball there, but the shot in the 7 ball is not as easy as it seems. If he doesn't follow that cue ball forward, he's actually going to scratch in the middle pocket, so he has to be very careful of the middle pocket here without losing position on the 8 ball. So basically Patrick's just played a lot of follow there to avoid scratching. But again, he's focused a bit more on not scratching than focusing on the pot. Weissing's missed this long shot as well. Looks like a really slow day today. It's not really reflective of how Weissing was playing a bit earlier in the day. But either way, there'll be a winner. It's just going to take a bit longer than we expected. So sitting next to Weissing there is one of our alumni, Kenneth. Really, really strong player. One of CueSoc's best when he was still at university. He's probably talking about Weissing's performance here. A bit lucky with that outcome there. A bit of shaking of the head from both of our players here. Not a good sign, really. Good shot from Weissing. Not a very good outcome. Difficult choice here. You might see him raise that cue up and try to draw back all the way off of this 8 ball. But seeing quite a bit of carelessness from both our players here. Quite unexpected, really. So Weissing's just fouled there, giving Patrick 2 very easy balls to clear up. Weissing's going to make a bit of a comeback here. Patrick is looking to go up to 6 frames. There's Patrick's 6th frame. Weissing's got to do a bit of work here. To be honest, I think he entered this final as the favourite, but Patrick has done quite well to hang on here and capitalise really on a lot of Weissing's mistakes that we don't usually get to see from him. So Patrick can break and run these balls. The final's all his. Just take it one step at a time, one ball at a time. And Weissing's just joking about a golden break to end the day. But I really hope that Weissing's not in the mindset of, I've already lost this match. That's a really dangerous thing to be thinking when really he's still in this. And it's very, very possible for him to come back and win still. As it's just as possible for Patrick to finish up here. His cue ball is just followed straight into the pocket. Weissing has a difficult choice here. Does he go for the 1-9 combo, or does he try to run out all of these balls out? It's a lot of balls here. I think he's going to go and try and pot all of the balls because this 1-9 is just too difficult. Going to want to sneak past the 8 ball here, come down table, just like that. And here, if he doesn't want to hit this really softly, he can collide with the 6 ball to keep the cue ball down that end of the table. So very, very close there. It just went in. Weissing looks to be in rhythm here, but this is not easy on the 5 ball. He's got to lift the end of that cue up a bit. And as a result, he's missed. Patrick's got 5 balls between him and the finals trophy. Unfortunately, he's missed that one. But he's left it pretty safe. I'm not sure if Weissing can actually access the ball to pot it.
6-5 right now.
Weissing's potted the 5 ball. Let's hope this cue ball jumps up a bit off of that end rail. Just has to hit this softly and keep that cue ball in the middle of the table. Just like that. Yeah, really great. So follow up a bit for the 8 ball. Just has to hit this really softly again. Yep, perfect. And all he has to do is concentrate on potting the 8 ball. As long as he gets this 8 ball in, he'll be able to pot the 9 ball afterwards. Really great from Weissing here. Don't take these for granted. Like we've said before, he has to take his time on this 9 ball. Really great Hill finals. Always very exciting to see a Hill final. I don't think we've seen one this year so far. Obviously, we've had to delay a lot of our tournaments. The only tournament we played was, I think, the first year's tournament that was not a Hill match. I think that ended 5-3. against the two finalists there.
It was.
Which was myself and Alexander Devin from UNSW. He wasn't here today, actually. Really great player, but didn't see him here today. Didn't see a lot of the first year's competitors here today. So hopefully they join us in the 8-ball competition. A better break from Weissing just there.
Right.
Unlucky in that he's blocked from a nice shot in the 1-ball, but he's always got a push out available, or he can try and play a safe off of the position he's in now. So he's called a push out. Patrick will have the option to give him back the shot. I'm getting a bit nervous on behalf of the players here. It's just a situation I hate to be in personally. Hill finals match. Long straight shot facing Patrick here, which really difficult shot to pull off. Like we said, it's really hard, long and straight. You have to have really straight cueing, follow through, keep still in the shot. There's a lot of things that you have to get right to be putting those long straight shots consistently. So we've seen an attempted safety shot from Weissing here. We haven't seen that many safety shots in this final. Really aggressive, both of the players, but it's not very safe. Patrick's got another shot, but again, it's pretty long and straight. So he's actually missed that. But Weissing has no shot. And judging by him having to check, I don't think that he can see the 1-ball. He's going to reach for his jump cue. But again, really risky here with the 1-ball so close to the rail. The cue ball is likely to jump up off the table. Really great jump shot from Patrick, nearly rewarded, but actually really unlucky. He did well to make sure that the cue ball didn't jump off the table after.
If there's too much of a continuity, send you the bit of the video. It's not commenting on it, and you can just add it.
So Weissing looks really confident in this frame. I think really sometimes he thrives on the sort of hill pressure. He's always done really well under pressure, and that sets apart the good players from the really great players. That was a great shot in the 4-ball. Potting those balls at that speed in the middle pocket, really difficult task. Bit of a mistake there. It's not what he wanted to do. I think he's going to take quite a risky shot here and try to kick the 7-ball in. Really a tester here. But he does practice those shots a lot, and you'll often find that Weissing says that's his favourite shot, so really, really well done there. One more ball. Looks like he's taken out the 9-ball comp, which I am very happy with, because that means I don't have to ever play him in a CueSoc 9-ball competition again. Really well done from Weissing there. Thank you everyone for tuning in if you watch this video, and thank you to everyone who came. Just to recap, that was 2020 CueSoc 9-ball competition. See you at our 8-ball competition next month and all our social events. Our sponsors are City Heroes, and we're here in Burwood. Thanks for tuning in, and see you at the 8 ball competition.
Safety,